Amanda here from createyourfuture.co. So today we have Alexis with us. Hi, Alexis.
Hi, Amanda. Hi, everybody.
Hey, guys, this is amazing. Alexis is a neurolinguistic programming practitioner, as you know, and we did bring up in a previous video about anchoring. So guess what? We're doing a video on how you could anchor a state into your body. So if I'm just going to throw it there right now, if you would like help with anchoring, you can sign up with Alexis for sessions. Alexis will actually help you with anchoring. So specifically signing up for sessions with her for any sort of NLP sort of techniques if you would like to do them within the session. So yeah, I'm just going to go into a little bit of what anchoring is good for, and then we will give it a demonstration so you can follow along and do it with us. So yeah, welcome, Alexis.
Well, thank you, as always, Amanda, for having me. It's always so fun to be here. And I just have to say that we all love Amanda's new earphones because they're the best.
I know. Audio issues solved.
Yes. I feel like I need a matching pair, you guys. That's what I was saying previously. So
right. Yes.
So let's just talk a little bit, you guys, about why we anchor in a state, and that's what we're doing when we do NLP anchoring. So the goal of this kind of exercise is to anchor into your neurology and into your body. The remembrance today, we're doing the remembrance of a feeling of a successful manifestation. So that can be something that you know that you manifested with your thoughts before you knew about manifesting, or something that you consciously created with your thoughts once you found out about consciously creating with your thoughts. It's really up to you, right?
Yeah. So what we're doing is we're going to anchor in that feeling of, that God state feeling when you manifest something. So what you can do is you can press on it to call it into your body at a later date when you need it. So let's say you're having a bad day, or you feel like, nothing's working or nothing's manifesting. You can just go ahead and press your button where you anchor this feeling, maybe your nose, your ear, your knuckle, and boom, you pull it back into your body and you're good to go again. So
exactly. So it's handy dandy and it's with you forever. And the more that you use it, the more that it activates, and the more that you get in the neurological remembrance and feeling of having it also. So it's kind of like we were saying before the video, it's like a now and later. You have it now and you have it later. It's like that candy. Okay.
Right. Exactly. Amazing.
Yes. Okay. So can we just get into doing the anchoring and doing the demonstration, right?
Yeah. So everybody's ready? Everybody's ready. You're going to be anchoring. So
ready. We're all ready. Yep. So just some disclaimers here is you want to be doing this while you're seated and you're not operating machinery, not driving a car, and not engaged in an activity, because I am going to take you through light hypnosis, which involves closing your eyes and getting into a slight hypnotic state. So please take that seriously and pull the car over, turn off the phone, have some space for yourself, because this won't take very long, okay? So before we get into that juicy stuff, though, I'd like everybody to pick Amanda, to pick a location. So you can choose your anchor to be on your knuckle. Now, I am right-handed, so I always use my right hand for the anchor and my left pointer finger to anchor in the anchor, okay? You could also choose to slap your thigh, and that's your anchor, okay? You could put your anchor on your ear. You'll know when I tell you to touch the spot of the anchor, what location that you've pre-decided. All you're gonna do is touch it. It's not complicated, okay? So you have your anchor picked. We have the finger that's going to touch the anchor also picked, right? So now that we have those things, I just invite you to take your hands down, hand two, Amanda's demonstrating, and two, and to close our eyes. So just relax in your space for a moment, closing your eyes, and gently just allowing your breathing to deepen and allowing your body to be relaxed. So now as your body continues to deepen and your breathing continues to relax, I'll just invite you to access a memory, the feeling, the sensation of when you had a very successful manifestation. So almost as if there's a way to visit the memory, the feeling, the sensation in the past of that successful manifestation. And so now that that begins to become clearer and clearer in the mind's eye, the image, the feeling, let's just imagine that we can turn up the dial on the feelings, the sensations, the memory, what you felt, what you heard, what you saw in the body and around you on that very successful manifestation. And so now as the feelings of that begin to increase and get bigger and brighter, I'll just invite you now to touch with your finger onto what area is your choosing for anchoring in the body. So now as you touch down on that point, that space on the body, just imagining that it's turning up the feelings and the memory on that successful manifestation even bigger, even brighter, and that it's becoming even more profound. So now as that feeling begins to increase and increase and increase, you can gently take the finger away from the anchor and then allow the memory of the anchor, allow the memory of the successful manifestation to just leave the mind's eye. And then gently opening your eyes. Okay, so now let's ask you guys, do you smell popcorn? Do you smell popcorn in your environment? If you do, that's kind of funny, but just kind of look your eyes around. Think about popcorn, think about something. Move the eyes around in a circle. And then I'll invite you now to come back to the anchor that you created. And then come back to the anchor again and allow the feelings of the memory of that successful manifestation to come back into your body and back into your neurology.
Yay!
So there we have a successful anchor. Yay!
There you go. And so, and guys, I hope you guys all anchored something in, the feeling of, having a manifestation. You guys can do this with anything. As an example of one time where you can anchor on the go is I anchored uncontrollable laughing into my earlobe. Okay, so what I did was whenever I was laughing uncontrollably, like really hard, I would press on my earlobe while I was experiencing that emotion. And then what happens is one day if I'm not in a good mood, I'll just press my ear and it'll start making me laugh again. Okay, so you can anchor feelings in the moment while you're feeling them. So what I did on the other earlobe is every time I had a manifestation that I was excited about, I would press my ear to anchor that feeling in. So you've got to press it while you're feeling the feeling and then let it go. And you've got to make sure that it's a part of your body that isn't touched often. Okay, so I'm going to be straight up and maybe TMI, but if your ears get involved in your romance, you may not want to anchor laughing on your earlobe, like just saying, you know what I mean? So you want to put these anchors. So that's why we say knuckles, because, how often does somebody come up and touch your knuckle, so, just different areas that maybe aren't touched that often, like on your nose, I remember like one of my old clients' kids, when I did in-person sessions, we anchored laughing on her belly button. Like that was hilarious, right? So, and if you've done this now, and it's not that strong, every time now that you do have a manifestation, just go ahead and re-anchor the feeling. When you're in that feeling, press down wherever you created this anchor, and you can keep building on it to make it stronger and stronger and stronger, right? But the most strong you're going to feel it is, say, for instance, when you feel completely hopelessly about creating and manifesting, and then you're going to press this wherever you put this anchor, and then you're going to get that feeling back. So if you just, when you've anchored it and then we interrupt, like we did a pattern interrupt, we distracted you to think about popcorn, and then we brought you back to pressing the anchor, it might not have been that strong because you were still sort of in that state. But if you're in the complete opposite state and then you press it, you're going to feel it a lot stronger, right? So
yeah, exactly. And I think this is really handy to use. I like to put mine on my knuckle because I can keep my knuckle secret. I mean, nobody really knows when you're touching it either, but
well, that's the funny thing is, I remember I was in this body language course and they're like, oh, you're interested with somebody when you touch your ear, you play with your hair, right? And I was thinking, no, it's my anchor. How many people thought I was interested in them when I was sitting in like this like networking thing and I was like pressing my ear? Maybe that's how I found Andrea. She's interested in me. She's pressing her ear. No, I'm just pressing my anchor.
Funny.
That is so amazing. I mean, and it's endless, the emotions that you can anchor in there. And, you know, you can actually anchor them one on top of each other as well, or do multiple ones, like, you know, one after another on different knuckles. So like the possibility is endless, you know. It doesn't even have to be like, you know, positive, like this. So basically these are triggers, right? So, you know, for instance, you know, I used to have this boyfriend, and, you know, in our relationship, he used to say, you what you need to do is, okay. And then every time he said what you need to do is, and I knew it was something that'll be criticizing of me, right? So that what you need to do is became an anchor, a trigger for a very negative reaction in me. Okay, so, you know, so that's also, you know, something that to be aware of is, you know, it's not just positive things that you can anchor. You can also anchor negative. I remember one time, I had this boyfriend years ago, and, you know, I wanted to see him. He wasn't answering the door. Like, it was so immature. So I banged on the door, right? And I actually kind of hurt my hand a little bit, right? And I went and got x-rays and everything, and there was nothing wrong with it. They said it was just soft tissue damage. Well, the hand was fine. But then, and I broke up with that guy because I was like, okay, this is just immature. Like, we're not going here. And then the funny thing is a few years later, we got back together. And then, you know, again, something happened, and he wasn't like talking to me again, and he was acting immature, and I was getting upset again. And then boom, all of a sudden my hand hurt in the exact same spot again, because I had anchored that negative emotion to that spot in my hand. So there was an example of, you know, a negative emotion being anchored in there because it was an unusual, you know, normally I don't bang and knock on people's doors, right? Like, you know, use a doorbell, or not the way I was doing it, right? So so just to be aware of that, you know, if you know, that these are anchors that we can put in us, you know, to, you know, so we can do it positive, and we can also do it negative, right? So if you want to break down a negative anchor, you know, you can actually do that, and Alexis can help you with that as well. Okay, so you've got to specifically sign up with Alexis, though.
Yeah.
Putting that out there.
Yeah. And it's really fun because then you have it on command, you know, especially if you're getting new to manifesting, or you've manifested some things, and then you get in the habit of, does anybody have free will in my reality? Those kinds of questions come to mind. Then having an anchor of just remembering the manifestation state, that super amazing God state, you know, and be able to put that in on command and turn to your neurology really also delivers the ability to have new thoughts from that state, which is what we're always about. So
that's so fun. You know what? Exactly. Because we already have you guys doing it already to begin with. We always say, you know what, when you're having a bad day and things aren't working for you, go back and think of the time that you did actually create something. Go back and think about when you actually, and the manifestation you did have. And, you know, that automatically will get you back in that state. So even doing that is the same as the anchoring, but it's easier to press your knuckle than it is when you're in an upset state to try to get back into.
Right.
So, so amazing. Anyways, thanks so much for being here today, Alexis. Awesome.
Well, thanks for having me. This was so fun. I felt like it was like we were doing a, you know, exercise, a really fun thing. Yeah.
It's been years, and I was like, yes, popcorn, yes, NLP, yes. It's like, brings it all back to me, right? And it's so funny because, you know, I use NLP obviously in my everyday life, and I don't even realize it anymore, you know, like it's just so, you know, so amazing. So guys, if you'd like help anchoring, definitely replay this video as many times as you want, or even sign up with Alexis. If you do have a negative anchor you want to break down, she can help you with that as well. And yeah, and guys, I mean, thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.